Good people of YouTube, how's it going? This is me, your host Tarsan, and welcome to Bloody Football. Alright, here are 5 things that we should discuss about Eden Hazard and whether we should buy him or loan him or whatever we want to do with the rumours of Eden Hazard. First of all, and most importantly, we should not buy Eden Hazard. Even for the money that's going around, the rumour, 40 million, we shouldn't spend that. And I am one of his biggest fanboys. People that know me about regarding football, they know what a crazy maniac I am about Eden Hazard. And as much as I love the guy, he has had more injuries at Real Madrid in the last 2 years than he had for all of his 7 years in Chelsea, and that's a big problem. At the same time, should we get him on loan? Absolutely, because he has had so much success with Chelsea, and so many times he had injuries at Chelsea when we thought maybe he's not gonna come back as strong as ever, but he came back even stronger. There were times when he went missing, and I think that's a case with many players, not just him. But in terms of buying him or loaning him, we shouldn't even consider buying him whatsoever. But loaning with an option to buy, that is something we should definitely consider. Number 2, why go for Eden Hazard if we can go for Sancho? That's a big issue. Now, do we go for somebody that is young, English, wanna play for us because he's a Chelsea fan and he has many mates at Chelsea? In terms of buying, so this is if we're going to buy, we shouldn't buy Eden Hazard. We should definitely go for Sancho if that's a possibility. But if that's not the possibility, and we are going to go for somebody not as well known, under the radar, similar price to what Eden Hazard is gonna cost, just don't waste it. Don't buy that player. We don't need that player. We have got a lot of players. We need players that can put the ball into the net, and we need players that are class. They're just gonna come in, and whether they walk into the first 11 or not, they have to strengthen and challenge the first 11 in order to get into it. And we cannot do that with mediocre level players. We need the highest level of players, and Eden Hazard is one of them and Sancho is one of them. So if those were the 2 options and you had to buy one of them, definitely go for Sancho. It's not even a conversation. Number 3, Eden Hazard has a lot of good memories at Chelsea. Same with Gareth Bale at Spurs. And I believe if Spurs were to give, and more precisely, if Jose Mourinho were to give Gareth Bale more minutes, he would have come good. Because clearly that guy loves playing for Spurs. And I'm not a fan of Spurs. Obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan. The hate among Chelsea, between Chelsea and Spurs is well known. But what Gareth Bale did for Chelsea, by playing for Spurs and giving us the top 4, when we didn't deserve it, let's be honest here, we didn't deserve it even a little bit, based on yesterday's performance alone and nothing else. Before that, based on yesterday's performance, it was a miracle that Leicester at home were going to lose to the Tottenham team that lost abysmally just days ago. So it was something that I didn't see coming, but Bale did that for Spurs. Now, why can't Eden Hazard do it for Chelsea? Bale is not known to take great care of himself, just like Eden Hazard, but the weight gain problem, probably Eden Hazard suffers with it more than Gareth Bale ever did. But I believe he's not that old. Eden Hazard is just 2 years older than me. And man, I'm fat and I'm losing weight. And if I can lose weight, I'm disabled, and I'm losing weight and gaining muscle. And I believe with proper training and proper desire for Chelsea, this guy could maybe do what Gareth Bale showed in the last few weeks of the Premier League, playing for Spurs, and under Thomas Tuchel, who probably is going to be the first player. I mean, sorry, for Thomas Tuchel, who is going to be the first Chelsea manager that Hazard is going to play under, who doesn't play defensive football. You could say that about Sarri, but Sarri ball is, you can't just get it right on one season. That's what I felt like. I felt like we just didn't have the players Sarri actually needed in order to make it tick at Chelsea. But even then, he had a good season, and that was, Eden Hazard's best season with Chelsea, or among one of the best seasons for Chelsea. In terms of numbers, it was the best season for Chelsea for Eden Hazard. And he could do what Gareth Bale did. I honestly believe that in my heart. Number 4, as a fanboy of Eden Hazard, I want to see him back at Chelsea. That's just, I didn't want Hazard to go. It was really hard to see him go. But when we sold him, we built, we have a young team. We have bought really, really young talents that are just going to be great players for Chelsea in the next few seasons. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. We got Thomas Tuchel. We got the players. We need a proper pre-season. I believe Thomas Tuchel would count the time he has had so far as a prolonged pre-season, let's say. And maybe he could get some of the players that he wants, sell some players that we don't need. And maybe Eden Hazard is one of the players that Thomas Tuchel wants to get back. It's not just about me. It's not just about Hazard fans. It's also about Thomas Tuchel. And if Thomas Tuchel has trust that he could bring out the best in Hazard at Chelsea, maybe Hazard is just going to show up for half an hour here, 20 minutes there, and win us games. Because the moments that comes to my mind when I think about it is one of the biggest ones, when he just put the ball into the net against Tottenham, of all teams, and it was the Battle of the Bridge. It was a beautiful goal. He came off the bench, he put it into the net. Tottenham lost their hopes for title. Leicester going to win it, and rest is history. The other one is when he scored that amazing goal against Liverpool. Those are memories that just can't go away. And if we could get that, if we could get those 20 minutes and half an hour out of Hazard, we should definitely get him on loan. Now the final and the most important point. Do we need another number 10 or false 9 or forwards who... Hazard was never the guy who put the ball into the net week in, week out. He was more of the provider, the creator, the creator of the creator. He was always that guy. And he was less direct to the goal compared to Pulisic, even. So, should we really get someone in that part of the team where we already have Ziyech, Havertz, Werner? I think Tammy Abraham and Giroud are leaving, so I'm not going to mention them, but Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, 6 players for 3 places already. We need a Declan Rice, and people would be buying all over Declan Rice if his name was Deco Ricinho. People would be all over him because he would be from Brazil or Argentina or some fancy country that's not England. Probably that's why he's so looked down at. But that's the guy we need to go after. We need a proper centre back because Tomori is not coming back. AC Milan finished second. They could have finished out of the top four, and Tomori could have come back. But as it stands, as I understand, Tomori's gone. We need somebody at the back. We probably should go for a second goalkeeper, given, and hopefully Kepa is going to go. And most of all, we need a striker that can put the ball into the net week in, week out. If we are going to play 4-2-3-1, Werner can easily play the left wing, or if we play 4-2-2-2, in that way Werner could be the left striker. That's his preference. However, we need somebody like Haaland or Lukaku. Harry Kane is not going to come to Chelsea. I mean, that's a dream, but it's just not going to happen. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the video for today. I'm going to talk about the other transfer rumors, whether I want them or not, and why, and so on. And hope you guys enjoy it. That's the main goal, to keep you up to date and entertain you with the news, with Chelsea news. And also I'm going to talk about other big signings. I'm not just going to talk about, oh my god, Chelsea is signing Haaland. I'm also going to talk about if United is signing, or City is signing Haaland, or when they sign Kane, and what's the ramification for it for the other teams, because Haaland or Kane, either of them going to City might mean that they are going to be the champion, like, unless Kane is injured most of the season or Haaland is injured most of the season. But even then, if it's Haaland and that team of City, like, what a squad. Oh, nobody can win against that. Like, what can you do against that? Anyway, I'm just fluffing about now so much. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. That's the most important part. Please subscribe. I've got almost no subscribers at the moment, and if you have already subscribed, I thank you, and take care.